I really could. I dyed the beard today. In a vain illusion that takes 20 years off. Oh, I see. That's clever. What does that mean?
Charges my power.
Oh,
Power in a tube.
very good.
Yeah, what next, right?
Amazing.
So that's your job, isn't it? Telling us what's next and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I actually want to talk to John for a second, and I want to ask, what is it about the fantasy genre that always attracts you?
It doesn't. It doesn't. I'm a science fiction man, not a science fantasy man. At least I was until I did this. I never, for instance, had read Tolkien's Lord of the Rings before I actually did. Didn't particularly interest me. Just different people, different stories. What is extraordinary about this show is that our writer here has really he's created an imaginative world, a world. There aren't many writers who can actually do it. Conrad did it rather well, but there are, and of course Tolkien. But he's filled his world with real people and real concerns, and there's such a bubbling of his imagination. You know, do you mind me being rude? I think you're thickened.
Am I?
You are.
Well, and it only took 25 books, too. You know, nothing to it.
Mr. Brooks, do you feel a little bit nervous adapting the books so long after? Well, I mean, not now, no, but adapting the books at this late in the game.
No, I've always worried about that because readers are very attached to my work, and they have told me over and over, don't sell it down the river. Don't sell us down the river by doing something that's slipshod. And I really felt that with this particular approach, with this particular group, the more I became involved, starting with, of course, Dan Farah, and then with Shannara Entertainment, and on through MTV and John Favreau, to the acting crew, I thought, this is right. This is the best shot you're going to have. And there was nothing about it that bothered me at all. But now that I've seen all of the episodes, I'm here to tell you, it's amazing. It's really, really good.
You're kind of a trailblazer of the YA genre, apparently. Are you amazed at how popular it's become? And do you go, damn, I wish I did it now as opposed to 40 years ago?
Well, no, I always thought I'd be 30 years dead, actually, before it happened, just like Tolkien. And then my heirs would share in the profits, and I'd be in the ground. And that's what I was really worried about. I don't know, when I wrote the first book, the first Shannara book, fantasy was considered to be a throwaway. No publisher believed you could make money on it, and I had one that did. And they said, we can make this a best-selling book, and they did. And it was on the bestseller list forever. So, that was the start of the current fantasy bump. Then we had a little help from, J.K. Rowling and the return of the movies with Lord of the Rings and so forth. But it's been a process, and now, really, in the field of publishing, in the field of gaming, in the field of any kind of art activity you want to talk about, fantasy is the 800-pound gorilla. There's no question about it.
Do you feel like a proud father now?
I feel like the godfather of Shannara, that's it.
And I was wondering, after shooting Lord of the Rings in New Zealand, and now, those landscapes and all of those must be tied to some memories, and now returning there and shooting something completely different. Still fantasy, but something completely different there. How was that for you?
Shannara is set many, many thousands of years in the future. So it's an alien world. It's like Lord of the Rings. It's an alien world. And the advantage of shooting in New Zealand is that 80% of the plants in New Zealand are unique to New Zealand. New Zealand separated from Gondwana land before the evolution of mammals, and its whole ecology developed differently. And it's a subconscious thing. But when you put drama in a New Zealand landscape, it is otherworldly, slightly otherworldly to begin with. And it's a beautiful country, and it's a great country to film in because they are not journalists. They are absolutely filled with enthusiasm, and it's a new industry there. They're beginning to get into full stride now. They know that they're one of the great filmmaking countries of the world. And the stuff this is extraordinary. I tell you now, I do not believe that you will find any other show that will compare with this in scope, in scale, in humanity, and in passion. It is fabulous.
And I read somewhere that MTV has spent, this is the most expensive production MTV has ever put on. Can you talk a little bit about how that feels that they put so much faith in this?
Overwhelming. I don't have that much faith in myself, let alone anybody else. I don't know what to say about that type of trust. I wouldn't bet on me like that because I'm just another guy who's out there. I'm a workaday writer. I do what every other writer does. I put in my hours, I write my books, they get published, somebody buys them, that's great news. But I've never thought of myself as anything considered special. This is what I do. And if I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be on the streets.
Mr. Brooks.
I think most actors would think like that.
Mr. Brooks.
Gotta get a real job.
And so I was wondering, I was just wondering as well, how is it for you to cater to a teenage audience? Because there will be a lot of teenagers watching this. So how will that be for you?
Oh, for us,
My
it's
audience
very
is teenage.
We are teenagers. You may see two slightly older faces here, but let me tell you, I'm actually about 26, 27.
I'm not that old. I'm about 15. I wouldn't know how to function otherwise.
And I
How much of Shay's story are we still going to hear in this series? Are they going to allude to what happened in sort of Shannara, or are they going to just kind of pick up with Elf Stones and leave it?
Gee, that's a really good question. I wish I could answer it. But that is not a question we're prepared to discuss just yet. There's some back and forth thing.
I would definitely blab my mouth off about it if I knew what the answer was.
And can you two talk about the importance of Comic-Con to both your careers, the Shannara Chronicles, and just in general?
All right, actually, we're going to have you guys switch over.
We can't answer that question after you.
But you can answer the last one.
All right.
Yeah.
Answer the question.
Well, my short answer is I have been coming here. I pioneered this for the publishing company. We were the first publisher to come to Comic-Con back in the 90s, Del Rey Books. So I've been raised in this for the last roughly 20 years. I've watched it change. In the beginning, it used to be comics. Who knew? Now all of a sudden, it's movies, TV, all the big motion picture people come here to make their launchings, and that's different, very different. I don't feel much different about it than I ever did. It's bigger, that's for sure. It's kind of scary. And I hate crowds. There's thousands of people out there. Have you been there?
No, stuck here.
We're not going out there. Okay, we better go.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Well, say it then.
I'm here for the shrimp.
There are worse reasons to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.